Hello everyone. From today in our daily minute series, we are going to start soil science. Okay. Daily I'll be uploading one video in which the questions will be asked from the soil science. Okay. In the daily minute series, daily we'll have one topic of the soil science and the questions regarding that will be asked in the lecture. Okay. Now today we'll ask some questions from the basics of soil science. First question is, which of the following element is found most abundant in earth crust? Okay, which of the following is most abundant metal found in the earth crust? Okay, oxygen, silicon, aluminum, and after that iron and calcium. Okay, after seeing the questions, most of the students would be just replying their answers to oxygen. Okay, and some students would be replying silicon also. But see, you read the questions properly. It is asked most abundant metal. It is asked metal. Okay, and oxygen is non-metal. Even silicon is non-metal. Okay, the most abundant metal found in the earth crust is aluminum. Yeah, if the question is which of the following is most abundant element in the earth crust is instead of metal, then the answer will be oxygen. Okay, or if the question is most abundant non-metal, then the oxygen will be the answer. Okay, oxygen is found in a most abundant in our earth crust. It is near about 46 to 47% in our earth crust. After that there is silicon, which is 27%. Okay, after that there is a of aluminum, that is 8.1%, and after that iron 5%, and after that is of calcium, that is 3.6%. This is in decreasing order of first highest is in oxygen, then silicon, then aluminum, then iron, then calcium. But the question is asked about the metal, that if you see in this category, metal starts from the aluminum, then aluminum will be our answer. Okay, next question. In which type of weathering no new compound is formed? You all know that there are three types of weathering. One is physical weathering, another is chemical weathering, and third is biological weathering. Okay, what is weathering? That is natural phenomena in which breakdown and transformation of rocks and minerals into unconsolidated material, that is regolith, takes place. Okay, rocks is converted into regolith. Again, on the regolith there is soil forming process. After soil forming process, this that is converted into soil. Then we talk about the physical weathering. What in physical weathering, what happens? The larger rocks or larger particles are converted into smaller particles. Okay, when the larger particles are converted into smaller particles, the constituent will be the same. There is no new compound, because larger particles is only converted into smaller particles by breakdown. Okay, when the larger particles breaks into smaller particles, its surface area is increased. Okay, now if surface area is increased, then it will help in chemical weathering to take for the reactions to take place. Okay, then in one way you can say in physical weathering there is no new compound formation, but you can also say that it helps chemical weathering, because see, it has broken up to itself, means larger particles converted into smaller particles. Now that particles although it is a small size, but surface area is exposed, means surface area is increased. Now if it is surface area is increased, there is more surface for the reactions to take place. Okay, but in physical weathering no new compound is formed. Our answer will be physical weathering. Next question is, pyrolusite is source of which element? Okay, different minerals are the source of different elements. Okay, then the question was asked differently, means the manganese is the source, which is of the following is the source of manganese. But here I reverse the questions. Suppose, see, if you talk about the phosphorus, then its source is apatite. If we source about the talk about the potassium, it's is biotite. Calcium, dolomite. Boron, it's a tourmaline. Okay, molybdenum, olivine, and manganese, pyrolusite. Okay, then pyrolusite is the source of manganese. Next question is removal of silica and accumulation of sesquicides is known as. See what happens during the soil forming process, and there are movement of particles or substance from upper layer to lower layer. Now the question is, if the silica is removed from the upper layer and it is accumulated in the lower silica is removed from the upper layer and there is accumulation of sesquicides in that layer, okay, means silica will be removed and sesquicides will be deposited. Then what the process is called? So first term is podzolization. In podzolization, what's one? Accumulation of silica takes place and removal of sesquicides takes place. The opposite of this phenomena means this question is asked about laterization, when the opposite phenomenon of laterization is podzolization. Okay, and what is giliization? Giliization is formation of gili in lower horizon due to poor drainage. Peroturbation is mixing of soil, and salinization is formation of deposition of or formation of salt affected soil or deposition of salt in the soil. Then this question answer will be laterization. Just you remember either one, either you remember laterization or either remember podzolization, otherwise you will get confused. Okay. One question more that has been left in the middle. Which of the following mineral is most resistant to weathering? Okay, muscovite, feldspar, biotite, olivine, and dolomite. Okay, see, resistant to weathering means how much they oppose from being transformed or from being weathered. Okay, then if you see these questions, then you have to remember the order of resistance or order of weathering, how much in this resistance that minerals are showing. Then see, if you talk, then quartz is the most resistant, followed by muscovite, after that feldspar. Then accordingly you have got the answer. Quartz is not in the option, then answer will be muscovite. After that after muscovite it's feldspar, after that it is biotite, after that it's olivine, after that it's dolomite. This is arranged in decreasing order only. Okay, like this we'll see in another video. We'll make in that also we'll cover some property of soil, some physical property, some chemical property, sometimes problematic soil, sometimes minerals and fertilizer, sometimes nutrient, sometimes biofertilizer. All these will be covered now from today now onwards. Okay, this was the basic questions. This was, you can say that we have covered the topic of basic soil. Okay, then tomorrow I'll come with the physical properties of the soil. Okay, but this series will now go according to the soil science only. Okay, when we'll finish the soil science, we'll come with some current topics or another agriculture subjects or allied subjects. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you.